Welcome to Carolina on Tap, where we check out local breweries in the Carolinas and beyond. Today we visit the home of the Carolina Brewing Company in Holly Springs, North Carolina. They've been brewing their famous Carolina Pale Ale since 1995, and in that time it's become a favorite of many Triangle area beer drinkers. To find out more about Carolina Brewing Company, we sat down with one of the owners, Joe Zonin.
Started off with me and my original two partners, Greg and John Shuck. We started off as homebrewers. We did homebrewing for about 3 years or so, enjoyed it a whole lot, and decided it was something that we might be able to do as a business. We actually lived in Seattle at the time when we made the decision to open up the brewery, and we moved to North Carolina specifically to open up the brewery. There were a lot of breweries in Seattle and the state of Washington, generally up and down the West Coast at the time. There was a lot of breweries, and this is back in 93, 94. We decided to move to an area that had very few breweries in it.
Once their new brewery had a location, it needed a name.
Well, we thought we were one of the earliest ones out there. We looked at a lot of different names. We wanted something that represented the state. We thought, what better name? We were actually not entirely surprised, but somewhat surprised that nobody had the name Carolina yet. So we thought it was a natural fit for us. We knew our distribution was going to be limited at first to the Triangle area, but eventually probably statewide. But we knew we'd never probably want to expand out of the state, so we thought Carolina was a natural name for us.
What makes Carolina Brewing Company beer different from the large national brands?
The biggest thing that separates our beers from the bigger mass-produced beers, not only in the U.S. but in Europe, is the ingredients that we use. The biggest thing is that we use 100% malted barley. So instead of using, say, rice or corn as a substitute for malted barley, our grain base is just malted barley. And what that does is it makes for a fuller bodied beer, a little bit more taste in the beer. We also typically use more hops in our beer than most of the big breweries do. And the hops add a little bit of sharpness to the beer, as well as a little bit of floral and citrus character to the beer as well.
As Joe explains, Carolina Brewing Company offers great year-round brews and several seasonal and special offerings throughout the year.
Yeah, we currently make 3 beers year-round. We make 4 seasonal beers, and then we make some specialty beers throughout the year as well. Our year-round beers are our Carolina Pale Ale, our Carolina Nut Brown Ale, and the Carolina IPA. And you can find those year-round, draft, as well as bottles out in the grocery store. Our seasonal beers, we currently have our Winter Porter out. We'll have that out until middle of February when we come out with our Spring Bock. That will last until the middle of May when we come out with our Summer Wheat. The Summer Wheat will be available all summer up until about the beginning of September. And that's when we come out with our Oktoberfest. And then come November, we come back out with the Winter Porter again and have that out all winter. And as I said, we also do some specialty beers throughout the year. Every year we make a beer to celebrate the brewery's anniversary, which is July 3rd. Every year we make a holiday beer that comes out typically around Thanksgiving time. And every year we make a Groundhog's Day beer that comes out Groundhog's Day weekend.
Joe offered us a tasting. Normally this is my friend Aaron's territory, but he couldn't make it that day. Luckily, my friend Jimmy was available. Jimmy is a professional voiceover artist, and he's won an Emmy Award. So naturally, I had him hold the camera while I drank beer with Joe.
So this is Carolina Pale Ale. It's the first beer that we made starting back in 1995. It's still our flagship beer, and it still represents about 50% of our sales. The other beers that we make up the other 50%, but this is still our flagship. It's a classic American style pale ale. It's got a golden color, and it's got a nice hop bite to it without being super bitter. So you can see a nice golden color. It's got a nice color to it.
I know Carolina Pale Ale well. If you're one of the 7 people who've read my novel, you may remember the main character drinks one on page 224.
A little bit of maltiness and yeastiness to it. It is a filter beer, so it's not a huge yeast flavor to it, but it's got a little bit of that malt sweetness to it, and then it's followed up by the sharpness of the hops.
Very good stuff.
Next up we have the Carolina Nut Brown Ale. This is a darker, sweeter beer. It's also a beer that we make year-round. You can find it in bottles and on draft. As you can see, compared to the Pale Ale, it's a much darker color. And this has a much maltier characteristic to it than the Pale Ale. Where the Pale Ale has a sharper bite hop to it, the majority of the flavor on the Nut Brown Ale is going to be from the malted barley. So the hops really take a background to the barley on this one. It's a little bit heavier body as well than the Pale Ale.
It's more of a full body, darker.
Yes.
Good taste.
The third addition to our year-round lineup is the Carolina IPA. It's short, IPA is short for India Pale Ale. And out of all the 3 beers that we do year-round, this is going to be the most heavily hopped. It's similar to the Pale Ale, but it's definitely got more hop character to it, which is going to give it a bigger bite, as well as a more floral and citrus finish to it. It's also a little bit darker in color than the regular Pale Ale. It's more of a copper color, where the Pale Ale is that classic golden color.
Now, what's the alcohol content average on it?
The Pale Ale is 5.1, the Nut Brown Ale is 5.0, the India Pale Ale is 5.4% by volume.
Okay, so not too overpowering.
Exactly.
Definitely got a stronger bite than the others.
Yep. It's got a classic IPA bite, which is the hop coming through, both bitterness as well as a citrus and floral character to it as well.
If you like the taste, you can also see where the beer is made with a tour of the brewery.
The brewery tours are every Saturday at 1 o'clock. We've been doing them for over 16 years now. The tours are completely free, and the samples on the tour is free as well.
Wait, did he just say free?
And the samples on the tour is free as well.
Yes, he did.
And you just come out here a little bit before 1 o'clock. We'll turn the taps on, let you get a sample. We'll walk through the brewery, talk about the entire brewing process, talk about the ingredients we use in our beer, actually go through the brewing process step by step. It takes about a half an hour or so.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming on out here today. If you have not met me already, my name is Joe. I'm one of the partners here at the brewery, and I'll be showing you around today. If you're interested in the merchandise, we do sell a bunch of stuff out of here. T-shirts, hats, pint glasses, as well as the beer. 6-packs, cases, kegs, all that stuff is available up front. Of course, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. When we started off in '95, we had just 1 beer. It was the Carolina Pale Ale. And when we started off, we were just distributed in 3 counties here in the middle of the state. We started off in just Wake, Durham, and Orange counties. So I'm going to pass these around. You can check them out. The light one's actually pretty good to taste. If you want to try them. The dark one, while edible, not particularly good to taste. All right, so we've got the beer in this tank over here. It's all ready to be packaged. There is the 5 people that work out here full time. However, we do have a lot of friends and family members as volunteers. So we do have a little bit of extra help around here, both during the week and on the weekends. So I want to be sure and thank them at this point. Thanks a lot, folks. You've been great today.
Thank you.
For the tour is 21 and over, so that means no children, no infants. Please be sure to bring your ID with you. If you want more information or if you need directions to our tour, you can check our website, which is www.carolinabrew.com.
If you can't make it for a tour, a great place to find Carolina Brewing Company beer in Holly Springs is the Bass Lake Draft House. It's just 2 miles down Holly Springs Road from the brewery. Like all Draft House locations, they have several local beers on tap and serve great food.
Our beers are available only in the Triangle area at this time, so we distribute to 8 counties all around the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, and you can find them on tap in about 150 restaurants in the area, and you can find the bottles available in all the major grocery stores in the area.
To learn more about Carolina Brewing Company or to find out how to serve CBC in your bar or restaurant, check out their website, carolinabrew.com. And remember, with any alcoholic beverage, enjoy it responsibly. Never get behind the wheel if you've had too many. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for another edition of Carolina on Tap.